It's been a crazy couple of hours at Celtic, constant speculation of incoming and outgoing transfers. In today's video, we will discuss all of this, which includes a transfer Celtic are set to hijack after a huge development. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic captain Callum McGregor has had his say on the upcoming departure of Kyogo Furuhashi to Rennes in League One for a reported £10 million. With McGregor becoming Celtic skipper in the summer of 2021 after the departure of Scott Brown, McGregor had big boots to fill. But coincidentally that summer, Kyogo would join the boys, meaning that for the duration of the Japanese forward's time in Glasgow, McGregor has been captain in a role that was huge pressure on an already experienced player. But what followed in the years since has been nothing short of incredible, with each player playing their part in 3 league titles, 2 Scottish Cups, and 3 League Cups. On Wednesday night, they also secured Champions League knockout playoff qualification for the first time, in what will be Kyogo's parting gift to the Hoops, playing his part in an impressive European campaign before jetting to France yesterday. However, despite some clearly feeling disappointed about a Kyogo move away from the boys, McGregor, as he so often is, was classy in the tribute he paid to the Japanese striker this afternoon. He said, "How will he, Kyogo, be remembered? For big goals, big games, a legend, a modern-day legend, definitely. He has been so important for the team. Whatever the case is, I know the club will have done everything they can to keep him, but if that win against Young Boys on Wednesday is to be his last game or whatever, then he's been outstanding." You couldn't have highlighted Kyogo's time at Celtic any better. Having worked alongside him, McGregor knows the Japanese forward better than anyone. Back in 2021, when it felt like a major Hoops rebuild would take years, McGregor becoming captain and Kyogo joining the club shifted the tide back in Celtic's favour. With Kyogo so often coming up with big goals in the Champions League, Cup finals, and in Glasgow derbies during his time at the club. Now for the main story, Aberdeen's former chief Keith Wines has insisted Kieran Tierney should snub a Fenerbahce move and sign for former club Celtic. Speaking on the new edition of Football Insider's Inside Track podcast, the 67-year-old, who served as CEO at Aberdeen between 2000 and 2004, suggested the 27-year-old's agent may be drumming up other interest in a bid to extract a bigger wage from the Hoops. Football Insider revealed on 30 December that Celtic are working on a deal to sign Arsenal fullback Tierney on a pre-contract deal this month. His contract at the Emirates Stadium is set to expire at the end of this season, 6 years after he left Parkhead for the Premier League. However, Turkish giants Fenerbahce have also been widely linked with the Scotland international. Wines claimed a homecoming for the Celtic Academy product would be the best move for all parties. He told Football Insider's Insider Track podcast, "I think he'd be better off going back to Celtic. He'd be happy, the fans would be happy. I don't think Fenerbahce is the right place for him right now. His Scotland career would be best served playing for Celtic. Fenerbahce would have the financial edge, but I don't think it would be that much more than Celtic would offer." It does smack to me that his agent may have found interest all of a sudden, which does tend to happen at the last minute when you're negotiating. I still expect him to end up at Celtic. It's the best move for all parties. In other news, Brendan Rodgers has revealed whether he will look to sign another striker this month, with Kyogo set to leave the club and Jota likely to return. Questions were raised over whether Daizen Maeda could be shifted up front, a role he has previously performed well in. It has been an interesting 48 hours for Celtic supporters, with news breaking after Wednesday's Champions League knockout playoff qualification that Kyogo would be leaving the club and Jota would be returning. However, to add even more drama, Kieran Tierney is reportedly set to pen a pre-contract with the Hoops to rejoin in the summer, and Celtic have been linked with a €10 million bid for Matthias Kvistgaarden as a direct replacement for Kyogo. Areas of the team like left back and left wing, which were seen as desperately needing additions, appear set to be addressed ahead of the next round of the Champions League, in a sign that the club is striving to push further in Europe, not content with knockout qualification. Instead, the Hoops look set to make a real go of it in the Champions League next month. There are doubts over whether Rodgers will be able to sign a striker this month, with the Irishman addressing the Celtic state of play regarding when moves were put in place for a Jota return, and if he will look to sign a striker over the next 10 days. Rodgers said, It's been in the making for a while, so there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes, and hopefully we can get someone to add that strength to our squad. I still want another striker. A positive update from Rodgers confirms that Jota's arrival isn't just because Rennie offered him to Celtic as part of a Kyogo departure. Instead, both deals are separate and Jota has been lined up for a while. This is a sign that the recruitment team and Rodgers are working well together. Regarding a potential striker joining this month, it looks like a striker will come in before the window closes, with Rodgers clearly eager to replace Kyogo immediately. In Kvistgaarden, the Hoops will look to sign a striker who has hugely impressed in Denmark and has reportedly been monitored by Eintracht Frankfurt and RB Leipzig as potential replacements for key players at their clubs. In other news, Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers has discussed Jota's reported return to the Hoops, with the Irishman expressing his delight at the possibility of working alongside the Portuguese winger once again. Jota departed Celtic in the summer of 2023 for Al Ittihad in a £25 million move, just as Brendan Rodgers returned to the club. At the time, it was viewed as a significant what if, leaving fans wondering how well the pair might have worked together. However, it now appears the Portuguese winger may get the chance to link up with the Irishman, with reports of a potential Celtic return gaining momentum in recent days. Jota looks set to return to Celtic for €10 million, with a 10% sell-on clause to Rennes. After a challenging period, including a failed move to the Saudi Pro League that left him frozen out and a disappointing 6 months in France under Jorge Sampaoli, Jota will return to Celtic with something to prove. Rodgers is understandably delighted by the potential move and how it would enhance both the quality and depth of the squad. However, he cautions supporters not to get overly excited until the move is fully completed. Rodgers said, "It's not finalised yet, but a player who clearly would be an incredible addition to our squad given what he's done here before and his qualities. Hopefully we can complete that in the next 24 hours. Storm Éowyn has not only disrupted travel for many people on their way to work today, but has also delayed the potential signing of Jota." The Rennes winger is unlikely to travel to Glasgow to finalise the deal until the storm has passed, making it a slow 24 hours for Celtic supporters. However, when Jota does eventually sign on the dotted line, it will represent one of the biggest returns to Celtic in recent years. With Kieran Tierney also set to rejoin over the next 6 months, this is shaping up to be one of the most exciting periods in the club's history. Lastly, Brøndby striker Mathias Kvistgaarden now appears to be Celtic's #1 target to replace Kyogo Furuhashi this month. However, a move to Glasgow is expected to face a potential roadblock. The Superliga side reportedly values Kvistgaarden at around £10 million, including add-ons. However, Eintracht Frankfurt are also reportedly interested, with the German side looking to replace Omar Marmoush, who recently joined Manchester City for a reported £59 million. This means Frankfurt have substantial finances to reinvest up front. However, they aren't the only Bundesliga side interested in the Danish forward. That's because the Mirror reports that RB Leipzig are also interested, with West Ham in talks over Leipzig striker Andre Silva and Arsenal interested in Benjamin Šeško. Marco Rose is reportedly considering Kvistgaarden as a potential replacement for either. The former Borussia Dortmund coach is unlikely to sanction both players leaving the club, emphasising the need to replace each player as they depart. With 2 major Bundesliga sides reportedly interested in Kvistgaarden as a replacement for their outgoing stars, it highlights the calibre of the player Celtic have identified. These are 2 of Europe's best-run clubs, renowned for consistently finding top-quality replacements, and their interest suggests Kvistgaarden is destined for a bright future. However, securing his signature will be a significant challenge given the competition. That said, with Kyogo set to depart, Celtic will be eager to secure a quality replacement for the Japanese forward as quickly as possible. Celtic fans, what are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comment section below. That does bring us to the end of today's video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you.